with Raw numbers taking a significant hit since the Benoit tragedy, with by far the lowest rated string of shows since the return to the USA Network. The company, in hopes of reversing the potentially worrying pattern, pulled its biggest drawing card on August 6 by heavily hyping Vince McMahon's TV return in the lead-up to Monday night, seeing McMahon outside of the out-of-character appearances addressing the tragedy on June 25 to 26, making his first appearance since the limousine explosion to blow it off and kick off another major Vince angle to pick interest back up on Raw. Seeing the broadcast with Vince featured all over the 2 hours, spiking big on the recent average with major viewership growth throughout, averaging 5.3 million viewers in the highest rated and most watched Raw since the Benoit tribute show on June 25. And after the already strong opening for the McMahon promo addressing the audience and talent roster, seeing the second biggest jump of the night coming at the top of the hour with Cena as a guest on Carlito's Cabana interview segment to set up the Cena vs. Umaga main event, leading to the show peaking big in the overrun, featuring the end of the match and mostly the final Vince segment that saw him reenacting the talked-about limousine explosion angle to end Raw, with another bomb of Coach delivering the news of a McMahon illegitimate child in hopes of the storyline spiking back viewership, with McMahon back full-time on television, getting a good sign on the night, with the segment gaining over a million viewers to peak at a 4.4 rating, with over 6.1 million viewers in Raw's most watched segment in over a month. What in the past year turned out to be a rare situation took place on February 23, with SmackDown taking a rare viewership lead of 5.4 to 5.2 million viewers to make it the first time SmackDown ended up the company's most watched program of the week in over a year, and the first time ever while airing on Friday. And with both brands already seeing boosted numbers since the start of the year, seeing the broadcast being driven further by the return of Rey Mysterio in front of an hometown crowd in San Diego in his first TV appearance since being written off for knee surgery in October, coming out to open SmackDown's final quarter at 9:44 p.m., followed by Vince McMahon with security surrounding the ring to set up a major heat angle in front of the hometown crowd, gaining over 900,000 viewers for the segment from already strong numbers to make the quarter for the Ray-Vince confrontation the biggest audience to ever watch SmackDown on Friday night and the most watched segment ever on the CW network, drawing a 3.8 rating with over 6.3 million viewers and SmackDown's highest rated segment in almost 2 years, while also driving the entire broadcast to the most watched Friday night SmackDown in history with over 5.4 million viewers. After 3 months of the Lashley vs. McMahon's feud coming 24 hours after their second pay-per-view match at Judgment Day, the build-up to the program blew off with the first Vince vs. Lashley singles match saw Vince putting Lashley through a show-long gauntlet to earn the shot, with Lashley working 4 matches throughout the night, seeing the first one taking place midway through the first hour against Chris Masters, followed by the second against Viscera an hour later, before closing the show with back-to-back matches against Umaga and Shane in the main event, seeing the broadcast in perhaps Lashley's biggest drawing test to date, with the entire show built around him, drawing the most watched Raw in over a month, with Lashley's 4 matches gaining a combined total of over 1.6 million viewers to continue to show signs of a potential difference maker as a top babyface, seeing the biggest jump of the night coming for the Shane vs. Lashley main event, with Vince at ringside peaking at a 4.6 rating with over 6.3 million viewers to officially set up Vince vs. Lashley for the One Night Stand pay-per-view. 24 hours after WrestleMania 23, with the event ending up one of the most successful shows in industry history, the big intrigue of the follow-up more than anything happening in the title matches was the first ever look of a bald Vince McMahon, and with Raw opening strong for the post-WrestleMania hour with one of its most watched hours since the return to the USA Network, averaging over 5.8 million viewers, taken to the next level in the final quarter, with Vince walking to the ring with a hat saying that nobody is gonna see him bald again, bringing out Lashley to set up the reveal, with him taking off Vince's hat to a massive reaction to continue the McMahon vs. Lashley feud, with the bald McMahon reveal segment going over 2 quarters from the end of the first hour to the start of the second, 3 minutes past 10 p.m., gaining big to a quarter-high 4.6 rating with over 6.4 million viewers, with this segment which likely peaked huge above the 7 million viewers range for the duration of it, despite only going 10 minutes strong enough to carry a full half-hour of the show with 2 straight 4.6 quarters from 9:45 to 10:15 p.m. After seeing numbers slide from the heights of WrestleMania season along with major injury issues to top names, the company went all out to boost back numbers and refresh the product with one of the most proven drawing concepts on wrestling television in the first 3-brand draft show, along with a big star power Vince McMahon Appreciation Night and a 3-hour special, seeing the massive all-out broadcast which included Bret Hart cutting his first promo on WWE television since Montreal 1997, along with Austin, Foley, Piper, Dusty, Heenan, Ventura and Trump among others, all appearing throughout the night, spiking back to near 5-year high territory with the regular 9 to 11:05 p.m. hours drawing a 4.2 rating with 6 million viewers in the second most watched Raw broadcast in over 5 years. Building up to the big angle of the night set to kick off the big storyline of the summer, with Vince McMahon after 3 hours of hype walking out 3 minutes to the top of the hour, with him entering and leaving the ring without saying a word to end the loaded show with an all-time memorable explosion, peaking the night with 6.5 million viewers in one of the most talked about angles in show history. After a week of massive mainstream publicity not seen in years and coming off the biggest audience to ever watch SmackDown on a Friday night, Raw, looking to build on the momentum, promoted the headline segment of Trump picking his WrestleMania representative to officially set up the Battle of the Billionaires, opening huge with over 6 million viewers already from the first quarter to signal on a massive interest boost in the product, with Vince coming out 6 minutes to the top of the hour to hype the mainstream spotlight on the WrestleMania hair match to potential new viewers tuning in specifically on the back of the added publicity on the night, with Trump interrupting the Vince promo seconds after 10 p.m. to make it official, with Bobby Lashley given the massive exposure, with him targeted by the company as the next top headliner, being revealed as the representative to go face-to-face with Umaga for the first time in a wild pull-apart brawl in a major selling angle to the WrestleMania match, with the Vince-Trump-Lashley-Umaga segment peaking big at levels not seen in years to gain over 800,000 viewers over 2 quarters to peak the era-high figures on the night with over 6.8 million viewers, making the segment the most watched full quarter-hour on Raw in almost 5 years, with the show overall ending up averaging over 6.1 million viewers in the highest viewership total for a Raw broadcast since the first WWE show on May 6, 2002. With the company setting up for the payoff of the angle built for next week, the latest development in the Vince McMahon illegitimate child storyline saw on September 3 built around a full McMahon family confrontation, with the tease of the possible reveal happening tonight, seeing Raw after a week out of its regular time slot taking the expected hit to drop 1 million viewers from its recent average, coming back strong on the back of the McMahon segment to drive the full second hour to the most watched hour of Raw since the Benoit tribute show, with over 5.6 million viewers, going 20 minutes over the final quarter, and the overrun to spike over 1.4 million viewers to one of the most watched segments in years, close to the 7 million viewers range, and after the McMahon's confrontation playing off the widely known rumors of Ken Kennedy being the original choice to be the new McMahon, bringing him out for the swerve of him claiming to be the new Kennedy McMahon before the confirmation of it being someone else to boost the identity intrigue by taking down the favorite, building up for a massive viewership by hyping the official reveal for next Monday with high expectations for one of the most watched shows of the year. With numbers trending upwards on almost a weekly basis in the past month and near 5-year milestones being set throughout the night last Monday, the Battle of the Billionaires guest referee reveal was set for tonight, with Vince McMahon, similar to last week, coming out 5 minutes to 10 p.m. for the big segment of the night, with the guest referees segment seeing several major twists before the announcement, first with Eric Bischoff making a surprise appearance to confront McMahon, followed by Mick Foley returning for the first time since the angle of him being fired by McMahon a day after SummerSlam in 2006, setting up the final swerve of Shane McMahon being teased for the reveal before bringing out Steve Austin as the official referee to a massive pop from the Phoenix crowd, seeing the Big Star Power 17-minute segment rapidly picking up with a gain of over 1.6 million viewers to end up with it topping last Monday's number as the most watched quarter on a Raw broadcast in almost 5 years, hitting a 4.9 rating with around 7 million viewers to make it the highest rated quarter in almost 4 years and the highest viewership total for a full 15-minute segment of Raw since 2002. After over a month of hype for the reveal since kicking off the angle with Vince's TV return in early August, the official reveal of McMahon's illegitimate child was set for tonight with strong sign of interest trending up following the big viewership for the tease last Monday, kicking off Raw with McMahon calling for the reveal in the opening segment, teasing it being either Great Khali JBL or Jeff Hardy to see Raw opening strong with one of the biggest audiences in months 3.8 rating, delaying the payoff by hyping the reveal to take place later tonight with Raw picking up strong heading into the main event segment with the second hour averaging over 5.8 million viewers, making it the most watched hour of Raw since the third hour on June 11 for the McMahon limousine explosion, seeing Vince returning to the ring for the show closing overrun segment with a company website poll following the confirmation of it not being Mr. Kennedy, seeing Triple H being voted as the new heavy favorite, gradually running down the options with the majority of the roster from all three brands surrounding the ring to see viewers tuning in massive numbers with one of the biggest viewership spikes since Raw's peak run, gaining huge with close to 2 million viewers for the duration of its 13 minutes to one of the most watched segments on WWE television in over 5 years with over 7.3 million viewers, building up to the swerve with Triple H left in the ring before going with an unexpected comedic twist to blow off the angle by revealing Hornswoggle as McMahon's child, with this segment outside the huge viewership total and the overrun also ending up the highest rated segment of the year in the final full segment on wrestling television to enter the 5 rating reign. After a week of hype with business trending upwards across the board with the angle drawing near 5-year high audiences in the past 2 weeks, March 12 was set up to take things to the next level with massive expectations to draw a TV audience not seen since the final stages of the Attitude Era boom period built around the Battle of the Billionaires contract signing with Trump's first appearance on Monday night, seeing the company outside the headline segment loading up the broadcast from top to bottom with one of the most star-studded draw shows in years, including Rock's first appearance on wrestling television in almost 3 years, hyping the hair match building into the most watched overall hour of Raw in nearly 5 years with over 6.3 million viewers, kicking off the heavily promoted segment with Vince McMahon walking out at 10:54 p.m. followed by Trump making his entrance seconds from 11 with the entire segment placed to take place in the overrun, going 16 minutes past the top of the hour in one of the longest overruns in Raw history to result in the biggest television audience to watch Raw in almost 5 years, gaining over 1.5 million viewers for the duration of it to peak at a 5.1 rating with massive viewership of over 7.3 million viewers, making it the most watched segment on Raw since April 2002 and the highest recorded viewership for the Raw brand since the WWE name change.